What's everyone have for breakfast today?
I went to the new Greg's thing that they've got down the outlet.
Greg's?
Yeah, there's a Greg's like down the. Yeah, it's opened up. Yeah. I know. My flatmate said to me yesterday, and it was like, "Oh yeah, it's open." And I said, "Is it?" I said, "I'm going there tomorrow straight away."
So was it just down the road?
Literally like down the road. So you know, past where the Wembley Arena thing is, like down that road.
Okay.
Opposite the designer outlet.
Yeah, the OVO Arena. Yeah.
What are you guys?
Cheerios every time.
Cheerios. Oh, I love Cheerios.
I've not had them in so long. Not for a long time.
I'm gonna guess nothing.
Yeah.
Not had anything.
No.
Damn.
I've had a meal deal. I had a peri-peri chicken pasta. That was kind of lunch though, and chicken satay skewers.
They're nice.
Yeah, and a Red Bull. So I can bring the energy because we are back for another Purple Show. This is the People Plus Network. It is me and Lloyd.
Yeah.
And Liam's back.
Yes, he's returned at long last.
Ronnie has joined us as well because Henry doesn't have a car anymore.
No,
and
sad times.
Jamie is in the studio, but he has to leave. So, and the lights are changing as well. That's good. That's yellow. I had them on purple already, bro. I had them on purple already.
What do you mean you didn't touch it? It's changed colour.
Bro, great start. All
there
right.
we go. We're back.
We're back. So today's going to be a very different kind of Purple Show. Kind of like last week, I guess, which Ronnie was a part of, where we did our European team of the season from our 5 leagues. Just to clarify to the people that didn't understand, it was from the La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, Eredivisie and Premier Liga, not including Premier League, which some people didn't understand.
Yeah.
But let's start with some Ajax slander, as Jamie is still here at the moment. So Ajax were about, 5 games ago?
They were pretty
Something
clear.
like
9 points
Absolutely
clear?
clear.
9 points.
Yeah.
clear, I
9
think.
points clear. And now they're 1 point with 2 games to go.
Goodness me. Talk about close.
That's
Talk about...
unbelievable.
They practically had it won.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. PSV was so far ahead at the start of the season. Then they bottled it.
Yeah.
And now it seems
Pendulum
like
swing.
Ajax could be bottling it.
Yeah. There's no one wants
1
to win the
point,
league.
2 games to go.
They've also lost to some quite bad teams.
Yeah, they've not won in 3, right?
Yeah.
I want to
I
say.
forgot who they're playing. Have they got to play Groningen again?
Let me get
Something
it up.
like that. I don't know.
Yeah, Groningen. Yeah.
They have got to play Groningen, haven't they?
Why do you think this is happening? Again.
I just think there's a lack of quality there. I don't think you can identify. I mean, Hato's going to be at a big club next year, probably.
Yeah.
There's not that go-to guy, really, is there, at Ajax?
They've also got to face Twente in the final game of the season as well.
That's not easy.
And they have arguably someone that we put in our team of the season. What's his name?
Stein.
Yes.
Yeah, he's had a great season and he scored a lot of goals for them.
He's got a lot of goals for them.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of goal season before as well.
Did he?
I looked. There's like 17 as well.
So maybe, but yeah, it is the Eredivisie. So
Who do PSV have?
PSV have Heracles and Sparta Rotterdam.
Oh, you'd expect them to win both, wouldn't you? Really?
You would expect. So
Oh, it's close.
Expect but won't.
It's going to be an exciting final day.
It's exciting, isn't it? It's very, very exciting. Obviously, other leagues have sort of just petered out at the top of the table, but the likes of the Eredivisie and Serie A, they're really, really interesting. Seems like it will go down to the last day of the season.
Forget about the Premier Liga, which is
Oh, of course,
That
yes.
game as well.
1-1.
That Pavlidis, that run.
Yeah.
That's a joke.
Yeah.
That's a joke.
I remember I said to when we had Heli on for the Red Show, I said to him last year we were looking at like Arsenal strikers, and I said for them to go for him before he went to Benfica this summer.
Does look like they are linked with Mendy though.
Yes, yeah, he's off there pretty much.
It's done.
That's
Moving on.
Yeah, you're sinister.
So sad, man. Every single midfielder we get linked with, we don't get.
But with the Premier Liga, so obviously they drew, so no gain.
Still in Sporting's hands now.
It's still 79-79.
What's the goal difference?
Both points.
Oh,
goal
no,
difference is 59-56.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure they've drawn both of their games this season, so it will actually come down to goal difference.
Goal difference.
Okay.
3 goals in it.
Wow. Who have they got final 2?
So, yes, we do. It's not particularly hard. Obviously, there's only 1 game left each for them.
Oh, of course.
Sporting have Vitoria, which is definitely harder than... Oh, no, sorry, definitely not harder than Braga.
Benfica have got Braga.
Yeah. And Braga, last week, lost
Really?
to Casapia.
No way.
So they are now behind Porto by 3 points. It is in Porto's hands to get that kind of, is it Europa League or is it Conference League? I can't remember.
What position is it?
Third.
Probably
That's
Europa.
Europa.
So it's an exciting one, but at the bottom there's been a lot of changing.
It's been changes.
Yeah. Florence and AVS both won their last games.
Mm-hmm.
So they're now on 27 points. Estrella on 29 points. And I think, and Boavista are out, obviously. They're already relegated, but they can still get... Can they? No, the goal difference is so bad. So Estrella have Estoril last game of the season. Estoril are 9th.
Yeah.
So that's... Yeah. Who was it? The other ones are Florence have Santa Clara, and Santa Clara are looking to get a European spot.
Yeah, that's not going to be easy.
I don't think they're going to win that.
No.
And then who was the last one I was talking about?
We'll find out.
Florence, AVS. Sorry.
AVS.
AVS have Morientes. So Santa Clara could go from being in the second division last season to in Europe this season.
That's it. Crazy.
That's wild.
That is insane. What a job.
They're on 54 points. Victoria
Manager's
are
done.
also on 54 points, but Victoria have Sporting last game of the season. So it is in Santa Clara to get European football.
Wow.
Well, at least to get the playoff for European football next season.
Yeah.
It's good. It's been a good season
It
for
has.
the Premier Liga. Considering at the start of it, we thought Sporting were just going to walk away.
Well, yeah,
We
Ruben
thought it was
Amorim.
just nailed on, we thought.
Yeah.
Well, Amorim changes it though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Immediately.
100%.
And also, Gyökeres had a bit of an off.
Yeah, he was getting like benched for a little while. I remember like a couple games of seeing him on the bench. I was thinking he's just scored like 25 goals or something in all competitions,
Still
and then now
scored
he's on the
most
bench.
goals, I think, as a striker this season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been incredible. I don't think he'll be there though. In
You were
the
trying to
summer.
argue
course
that
he
there was
won't.
12 penalties, but the 12 penalties he was still ahead of everyone.
Yeah, no, of course.
It's
Still ahead of everyone.
Without the 12 penalties.
I think
But I also
uh,
use that and the fact
Yeah,
he's in Premier League.
European goal rankings is Gyökeres and a Salah and it's Mbappe, I think.
Right.
But there is such a big gap in
It depends on
Gyökeres
if
and
it's
Salah.
all competitions or just league.
All
though.
competitions.
Yeah, if it was just leagues, I'm pretty sure
It'd be Kane and Lewandowski.
I
It'd
think we're
be
doing
those
all
two.
competitions for that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it must have been. Because then Rafinha would be up there with the
Yeah.
Champions League goals.
Yes.
Obviously
Yeah.
breaking,
No, level. I was wrong.
Oh,
It's
okay.
level. They're both 20.
It's a lot
That
of
is
goals.
crazy.
I think all stats in this Champions League need to be separated, though. It's a completely different competition, basically.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, I see your point with it, but at the same time, I think Rafinha and Ronaldo played the same amount of matches anyway.
Fair.
Yeah,
I don't
they
think they
did.
played any
Because
more
games.
they
That's fair then.
because they finished in the top 8, they didn't have to do
The two
a
extra.
round of 16.
Yeah, the two extra
So
games.
it worked out same games anyway.
Do you think winning? I know it's not Champions League set, but I don't think winning Champions League means as much now.
Why not?
I think the
What?
tradition of the old Champions League
Typical
format.
Arsenal fan right there.
No,
Excuse
no,
me.
Not that semi-final. That's
Yeah,
insane.
the semi-final. Champions League doesn't matter.
No, of course it matters. It's the most important trophy, but I think the format change, especially for this season, is
What have I
kind of.
heard?
I think especially for this season.
Sorry, I just had to
it's not-
compute that in my mind for a second to just sort of like hear actually what
No,
you were
but
saying.
I think it's because of the format change. It's kind of like
the format
shut up,
change is
it's
better.
better.
but
100%
it's
better.
not.
100%.
Oh, do you remember when Robbie was talking about, now we can't play them away?
Yeah.
And then they play PSG in the semi-final and get knocked out
lost.
to them.
I
That's
don't.
brilliant. That is
I mean
fantastic.
that in general, though. I like the traditional.
No, I
I
prefer
found
this.
it. I mean, it
prefer
was.
this.
I see your point in a way because it was interesting. You saw certain games when you went to the final day of the season. Like I remember Liverpool against Napoli. Alisson made that save,
Yeah.
and then we ended up winning the trophy. That potentially doesn't happen if we're in the top 8 as comfortable as we were. It didn't really matter. But at the same time, you saw how many big games we had. We had Liverpool against Real Madrid. We had even Barcelona, Benfica. What was that? That ended like 4-3, 5-4 or something like that. It was insane.
The group stages is way more entertaining with
Yes.
the league phase.
Yeah.
Especially on the final day.
Yeah,
But-
because it meant
yeah.
so much. Because there was teams who were in like 16th who could still get into the
Yeah.
top 8 with the points, and I really personally.
I also don't want to hear the argument where they go, like Liverpool were top of it, saying absolutely clear, fine. But you say that, there's how many groups in that group stage, and the first is always clear.
Yeah.
So they would have had about 6 or 7 teams like that.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's just 1 or 2. I think it's so much better.
Yeah.
I think it's so much better.
No, I
can't
like
believe
it.
the one Arsenal fan in the room said Champions League means less. Just
I
after
want to.
losing
Yeah, I'm
to
glad you
PSG.
brought it back to that because
I do
that
think-
is an outrageous
I don't know.
statement.
I think it's just like the way it's changed the format. I think now because it's like it's kind
But
of
it's not
developing into its new
affected the
thing.
rest of
I
it.
think it has. I think because you changed the way you want it, you've changed the prestige a bit, and it needs a few more years to build back up.
Right. I don't know.
just completely-
I think
think
you're
it's still the same
confusing the level with reputation. Because it might be a lower reputation because the format's changed, but it's still as
No, I
difficult.
think it's still
to
got the
do.
same reputation. I don't think the reputation's
Yeah,
changed at all.
I agree. I
It's
agree. I still think that's
yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's as difficult still.
Yeah, of course it is.
If anything, it's harder to get through the group stages. which
Yeah,
makes
because
it
you're not-
more
City got
impressive.
knocked out because
Yeah.
of the group stages.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. I can't believe you said that. I cannot believe you said that. That's,
I'm sticking by.
you're sticking by it.
I think it needs a few more seasons to be like this. Then it'll be in exactly the
What
same.
happens if Arsenal win it next season?
Obviously, I'll be delighted, but
Arsenal win it next season doesn't mean as much.
I retract my statement.
no, but I think
Delete
if
that podcast.
This, clip this.
no, if we want it in a traditional
I
sense,
can't believe that.
like if we want it how the old format would have been, I would have been more happy. I just don't like the league format.
Really? You
I don't like it.
I can't believe we
No, I
play.
understand you might not like the league.
But I think
format.
it makes.
Yeah, but to
But
say
it-
the prestige
say
goes
the
down.
But in my
prestige.
competition, in my opinion, it kind of changes the
So
competition to me.
basically, there's actually, because of the new format, Arsenal are actually just really shit and we're lucky to get through because of the new format. Is that what you said?
No.
I just can't believe it. Like, I loved playing all of these teams. Like, we had Girona,
it.
Bologna, who were in like pot 3 or 4, I think it was, or something like that. We wouldn't have got that in the group stage. We would
Okay,
have got some.
would you-
We would have got like young boys or
Yeah.
so,
Do you
some
want the World
team
Cup to
like
change like that?
that.
Then?
It's different.
That's different
It's a
competition.
group stage.
Different competition, though.
It's a group. Do you just want all group stages to turn into one big league phase?
No, we don't want
No.
because we want each competition to be unique in its
Yes.
own different way, which is why.
Also, I think I prefer it because then you have teams dropping down into the Europa League. And
That's the only thing
Yeah,
I
that's the only
agree
thing.
with.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, maybe
They can still change that.
they
Man,
can
you
still
got
change
you got
that.
Tottenham in a final now. Like, what's going?
Yeah, but that's just because
Well, they were in the Champions League
They
final.
were in Europa.
Yeah, but
That's
still.
why.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have made.
Well,
that's
it's a good segue into
Yeah.
the final.
Yeah.
Europa League final. It's for me. It's a repeat of the Champions League final between Spurs and Liverpool in terms of I don't want
agree.
either team to win. It's an exact
than that.
repeat. And again, I'm unfortunately going to have to be rooting for United. I was rooting
Yep.
for Liverpool in that final. I'm now rooting for
Yeah.
United again.
Thank goodness you rooted for us in that final. I'm glad.
Well, yeah, because I
Yeah.
want Spurs to win the European trophy.
Yeah.
I'm terrified
Yeah.
because we haven't scored in a final since like 2008. Like, that's not even like getting into the final. That's scoring in a final. We didn't score against Liverpool in the Champions League final. We didn't score in the Carabao Cup against City. I don't think we scored in the League Cup against Chelsea in 2015. And there's one more. United, the year after we won the League Cup, we played them, lost on pens. I don't know what the scoreline was in that game, but we might not have scored in that either.
You've not you've not scored a goal in a final in almost 2 decades.
Yeah,
Bloody
it's
hell.
very.
That
ridiculous.
is
It's mental.
Also
mental.
not won a trophy.
Big 6.
Yeah. Big 6,
No.
yeah?
Yeah.
Big 6. I saw a really interesting thing where it was the total points of the Premier League teams in the last 3 years or something.
Yes, I saw this.
We're not even on it. We weren't
Not
on
even on
it.
the list.
No.
No, Newcastle and
and
Villa.
were above United and Chelsea.
Well,
Yeah.
if you sort of thing like if you take away all fixtures against the bottom 3 and take away all the points, United would have got relegated.
I think under
This is a
Amorim.
European
Yeah, this is
trophy,
European
this is
trophy,
a
but just until talk about this.
Yeah.
Amorim is only. I think he's only beaten Everton and City outside of
Bottom 3.
the bottom 3. Yeah.
Wow.
Bloody hell. And like the City game against United is always going to be more interesting because it's.
Form goes out the window for
Yeah.
Derby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, who we
Europe.
got winning that? The Europa League final. We'll start with the Spurs fan.
I'm obviously going to say Spurs because
Yeah.
why wouldn't I?
How gutted would you be if you don't win?
He's used to it.
Yeah, like it's just like when someone's like in like a absolute depression, everything comes numb now.
Yeah.
Everything's numb.
Fair.
I expect to lose.
Yeah, fair.
That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. But that makes it happen. If it wins,
Yeah.
it's just
Makes
like
it even better.
I just don't want you to win.
Tottenham need to stop getting their players injured. It's not helping.
What
is it?
that's to do with the intensity.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It's not helping.
It's the amount of sprints they do
final-
every game.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, who's out? Maddison?
Madison's out again. Solanke, I think, will make it for the final, but
Yeah.
he's still out. He's still out.
How's your defence looking?
No, that's good. To be fair, everyone's
shock.
back. Everyone's back.
Yeah.
Vicario, Van de Ven Romero,
been resting
Doggy,
them all as
Porro.
well.
Yeah, just don't play them for the next games of the
I
season.
I actually would rather than play Spence, but over Porro. But we'll see what happens.
Well, not on the left or Doggy on the left.
No, I like a Doggy's got back into form again. I think.
I think Spencer's your best fullback.
I don't. It's not a bad take.
Yeah.
It's not
I
a bad.
find
take.
this interesting because I really like Pedro Porro.
I know you do.
I really rate Pedro Porro.
I think Spencer's
That's
better.
fine, but
Yeah.
he only works in a team where you dominate possession every single game. In games where you have to sit back a bit, terrible.
Yeah.
He has the exact same problem with Trent where he can't mark the back post. He has inability to do that.
Right.
Okay. Interesting.
Interesting.
It's poor.
'Cause you want him. But
Well,
you're getting Jeremy Frimpong. Let's move on
Which
to
isn't
Bayer.
bad.
Bayer
Bayer
Leverkusen, good
Leverkusen.
segue.
Yeah.
Alonso has confirmed he is not going to be there next season.
And Jonathan Tah.
And Jonathan Tah and Jeremy Frimpong.
Pretty much.
And possibly Wirtz if he goes City.
They're getting torn apart, aren't they?
They're going to.
It's worrying next season for them.
Yeah.
Very worrying. And also, I would tip Grimaldo to go Madrid as well. I think that would happen.
Start over Mendy.
Well, they want a left back.
100%.
They want a left back.
Yeah, fair.
Without a doubt, it would.
Well, in a 5-back system with Trent, Grimaldo either side, and they want to get a centre back on top of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it'll be Saliba now because they entered
Saliba's got 2-year
talks.
contracts. Yeah.
It's Kanate, Huijsen, and
It could be Huijsen. I think it'd be
there's
Huijsen.
one more.
Yeah, I'd rather them take. Well, it would have been Saliba.
No, there was another
Oh,
one.
Hincapié.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's a
Leverkusen.
good one.
Yeah. Another Leverkusen player.
Yeah.
I think this is like the first time in ages where I've seen Real Madrid give in to so many demands for a manager. They're so desperate to go back to what they were now. They're like,
Well, 'cause
okay,
Xavi-
yes, you can have your signings. Yes, you can have. I've not seen them fold into a manager like this for ages.
I think that's just following a manager's philosophy. Like, they're not going to tell Xabi Alonso to start playing a 4-back now because it's just not natural to him because he's played a 5-back for ages.
But I don't think I can't remember the last time a team has just like literally been like, you can have everything you want here just immediately.
I think it happens a lot.
I think it happens quite often.
Yeah.
I'd even say, like, you say Levy's a terrible owner and stuff. When we switched the 5-back to Conte, we immediately brought in the centre backs for it and more in the wing backs.
Yeah.
So I still think they shift on the manager.
Yeah, and also I think Real Madrid have seen how it's gone this season and the drop off and gone, we need a new manager, we need a new system, we need a new style of play. And
They need to sort the personnel of the team as well because I think the big problem is that I feel like there's a problem in the dressing room.
Yeah.
There's too many big personalities. I mean, Rodrigo leaving's I think it's a good idea in both ways.
that was one of my notes. He wasn't even used in the El Clasico.
No.
Yeah.
Well, he's out the door, isn't he?
Yeah.
We'll just talk about the El Clasico as well.
Yeah.
Well, so stick on Bayer Leverkusen.
Yeah.
Then we'll shift.
We'll shift on.
We'll shift on.
Where do you think Tar's going to go? Bayern? Or...
Bayern. Bayern need a centre back.
Yeah.
Could see it happening.
One of their best centre backs, not even being biased here, was actually Eric Dyer, and that's embarrassing to say.
Yeah.
That
He's
should
off
be
to
embarrassing to
Monaco
say.
anyway.
Yes, he is,
Yeah.
isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice life for him out there, I can imagine, in Monaco.
Tax.
God.
Lots of tax
free.
evasion.
Doesn't sound too
And the
bad.
weather as well. Oh,
yeah.
man.
Guess to go to the F1 every year.
Yeah.
With free tickets.
Yeah.
That sounds horrible.
He's got a split up with Kane though.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
Been with Kane for so long.
But they won a trophy.
Yeah, as much as I didn't
Beautiful.
want them to win a trophy together, that video of them celebrating together was quite sweet.
It was one of the first times you see Kane humanised.
Yeah.
Because he seems very robotic normally because he's such a professional person, a professional player.
He just looked happy.
He just looks so happy.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, that's what it feels like.
To win a trophy.
Yeah, Di was like, it's better than what anyone told us.
I actually love his Instagram story where it's just a trophy.
Yeah.
Like I actually love that because it seems basic at first, but if you're thinking in his head, he's just the first thing he's thought to do. I'm just gonna put
Bang.
a picture of his
Yeah.
trophy. It's done.
It's done.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's like a storyline that's finished. Though.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank
And
God.
now he's going to go back to England, but he's going to go to Liverpool and win another trophy.
Well, I wouldn't mind him at Liverpool, to be fair.
Yeah, I
he
can
wouldn't
see
be
him going
half
back to the
bad, would
Prem. I
he?
fancy it.
Wouldn't be half bad.
It'll be
How-
next season though. It won't be this season.
How would Tottenham fans see that if it happens?
Depends where he goes. If it's Liverpool, I think it'd be 50-50. I think if he goes like United, I don't think anyone would hate him really.
No. But he
City's
wouldn't
same.
go to United.
No.
You'd be stupid to go to United.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it goes without saying he won't go Arsenal. It just
No.
just
of
won't.
course
Or Chelsea.
No,
No.
They won't happen.
No. Come
But-
to Liverpool, Kane. We need a striker.
How do we think Alonso will do at Madrid next season?
It'd be great.
It'll be. I think it's, for La Liga, it's unbelievable
Really?
because you get Hansi Flick and Xabi Alonso going at it against each other. I think that's brilliant.
Well, it's like when Flick was at Bayern almost.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think Xavi was there.
But
when
also,
he was-
no,
No.
I think he was, but they finished 7th and they were on the up.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, because they were in the relegation zone when they appointed him, weren't they?
Yeah.
And then he took him up like into the top
Ridiculous
half, which
form.
is mental. But yeah, I think it'd be great. I don't see a reason as to why not. I mean, he's got talented players there already with, Valverde, Bellingham, Mbappe, Vinicius Jr. He's got so many key players in that squad who are already so experienced. And then he's going to add to it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure they will get Dean Howson because I think he's made that his priority place to go, which I can't lie, who wouldn't, especially as a person from Spain? Like,
where I think Chelsea.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Chelsea
had to get that one in.
Chelsea going to say to Real Madrid, "You guys take Hoysted, we won't go anywhere near him if we get Rudiger for a good price."
You want Rudiger back?
That's the rumours. Rudiger back to Chelsea.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, how old is he now? He's like older than you think, by the way.
I know.
Yeah,
I think he's about 35. I genuinely think he's
Was
about
he not
35.
32?
Is he 32?
Yeah, he's not.
I thought he was really old.
No.
He left Chelsea at
He was
like
old when he
29.
joined. Yeah, he was old. He's like 26 when he joined, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was there for like 3 seasons.
26 isn't old.
No.
No, but for him getting a high profile move, it's old because normally now you see 23, 24-year-olds.
Well, I think
make
he
the
was just hitting his best form when Madrid wanted him.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough. And he'd also kind of fallen out with the manager, and it made sense.
Then again, I don't think they'll get rid of centre backs
I can't see
because
them getting rid of them.
they're gonna need centre backs for a back three.
They need at least 5.
Yeah.
They've got now Rudiger, Militao, Alaba, Asensio.
Tchouaméni can play there.
It
He
won't
hasn't
be
played there,
Tchouaméni,
but
though.
no. But
I
he has played there before.
I think Xavi's going to come in and say no more of playing Tchouaméni or come in the wrong positions.
I agree with that.
He's going to say they're midfielders. I need actual centre backs,
Yeah.
actual full backs.
Yeah.
I don't want any more.
No,
of
I
this
agree with that.
Stuff.
I'm just saying, worst comes to worst. If they did have an injury crisis, he probably would get put back there.
To be fair, it tends to happen. Their centre backs.
Yeah,
They've had Rudiger. Obviously, he can't play again for the rest of the season.
Militao,
Militao's been injured for a lot of it.
Alaba's
injured a lot. Yeah, it's just.
Yeah,
they need a lot more centre backs, especially if they're going to play 3.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I'm hoping Canate doesn't go.
I don't think he will.
No, although
He's definitely
contract talks are they're stalling. It's not positive. It's like he's got a year left on his contract. I am getting a bit worried.
Also, I think Liverpool don't want to make the mistake that they did with Trent and not.
I think they already have done that. I think they've already made this mistake. The contract should have been signed last year.
No, but I'm saying the mistake of not selling Canate for money.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's right.
With Trent,
Yeah.
he obviously just let his contract go down. Trent should have been bought for a lot of money.
Yes.
And he's gone on a free.
Yeah.
That is
ridiculous.
bad for
Yeah.
Liverpool.
And then people were trying to use it as a excuse the other way around to say, oh, well, you got him for free. Why is it bad that he's going on a free?
Yeah.
Because he's a 70, 80 million pound player.
At least.
Would have been the same for Kane if he went on free.
You know, he's just. I think he'll do well at Real Madrid, but if he doesn't start well, he won't have the same support that he's had at Liverpool throughout the seasons. He won't.
I think it'll be different for what people think because he could get torn apart in the league, but he's also he's going to play right wing back. He's not playing right back.
No.
Yeah.
And I think he'll get a lot of cover.
He'll cover him defensively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. If you're going to bring Trent in, then you do need that. Like with Canate and Van Dijk, a lot of the time when Trent is further forward, or had been, especially under Klopp, it was Canate and Van Dijk sort of just coming out to the right back position and filling in. So, yeah, I think he'll be a good signing. I think Alonso will do well.
Not a bad El Clasico as well.
Oh,
It's a great game.
What a game of football. I didn't watch it because it was Liverpool versus Arsenal at 4:30, and I think it started at 3:15 on a Sunday. So I didn't watch it, but yeah. Barcelona, they just score more goals than Real Madrid. Like, every single time. I think it's 16 goals in 4 games against them. It is insane.
It'll be It's high scoring games, but this is what I'm saying with Alonso coming in. I thought Barcelona in that game got in behind so many times, and Real Madrid played so high, and I don't know why. Like, for one of the goals, I can't remember if it was Rafinha or Yamal, one of their goals. They literally caught them on the counter attack. They had about 50 yards, 40 yards of space to run into.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. Under Xabi Alonso, that's not going to happen.
No, for sure.
I gotta feel bad for Mbappe. It's the second time in his career he scored a hat trick and still lost.
Yeah, you know what? I'm sick of seeing this Mbappe thing where people say he's a flop and he's done badly. It's been absolute rubbish since the start of the season.
No,
I remember
been great.
For the first 3 months he went great.
No. Even then, like, in all honesty, where you're watching him and don't get me wrong, I think he had about 6 or 7 goals in the first 11, 12 games, which of course isn't what you would expect of Mbappe level, but still not a bad number.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's outscored, I think it is, any other Real Madrid player in a debut season. And then I'm still seeing people say, oh, well, he might have a mentality problem in the dressing room or something like that. It's just...
I think it's the other players.
He's quality. Yeah, he's absolute quality.
I mean, Vinicius Jr.'s attitude is
Yeah.
terrible.
He stinks.
Awful.
What was it, the Atletico Madrid game where they all celebrated and he's just pointing to the badge
Yeah.
when he skied his penalty in the game and had an absolute stinker?
Yeah.
I just think, how shameless is that? Like,
Did you see that Lamine Yamal stat with Mbappe as well? They've played each other 6 times and he's won every time, I'm pretty sure.
yeah,
And 4 of them were finals. Yeah, the Copa del Rey. Oh no, 4. It was 4. Most of them are all either El Clasicos, obviously,
Yeah.
or a cup final because he had the Euros,
Euro semi-final.
Copa
wasn't it?
del Rey,
Yeah.
and the 2 El Clasicos. I think that's what it is. But he's
Yeah.
beaten him every time.
Mbappe will get a win at some point.
Yeah.
It will happen. It will come. Maybe next
not
season.
today, maybe not tomorrow.
So there's an interesting conversation going on right now as well about Yamal's season, and a lot of stat-based bastards, Henry, talking about how Yamal's not had a good season because he's not got the numbers.
I thought you were gonna say it's like outlandish to say about Ballon d'Or. I didn't think you were gonna do it the other way around.
No, yeah, people are saying that he's not had an amazing season because his numbers aren't amazing. He's not scored that many league goals,
No, he's not.
but I think that look at the Inter game, right? He had to have 3 men around him just to be made slightly quiet.
Yeah.
And it allows
wasn't quiet.
but that allows for the other players like Rafinha
Yeah.
to have a lot more space to be able to run in behind and score the goals that he's scoring.
For sure.
I'd also argue though, Lamine Yamal is the reason why Lewandowski has 25 goals
Yeah.
and the reason why Rafinha has as many goals as he does.
Yeah. So I'd be
Because-
so interested to see how many assists Yamal has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I would say that's more Pedri, but
Yeah.
I was saying the amount of players he drags onto his side
Yeah.
of the pitch because you watch how Rafinha scores his goals, how much space he has when he has those goals.
Every time.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's,
He's been quality, Yamal. He has
there's
been
a
quality.
compilation of Yamal, and if you invert it, it's literally young Neymar.
Yeah.
It is young
Yeah,
Neymar.
the inverted goals when he looks like he's got a right foot.
Yeah.
No, he's been exceptional. Like, he's such an incredible talent, and he just steps up on the biggest stage all the time. Like that goal in the semi-finals against France, to do that at his age it's just
16 at the time, wasn't he?
yeah, I think he was. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Like he just takes the ball, runs past about 3 or 4 players, doesn't break a sweat. Just looks like it doesn't. It's not not a normal day for him. This is every single time he steps on the pitch, he pretty much performs. I saw like a graphic, I think it was, of FOTMob ratings of fullbacks who have played against Lamine Yamal, and it's all orange. I don't think there's a single one who's got there might be 1 or 2 who have had a 7 or something. The rest of them, they're nowhere near. They just get absolutely battered. And you don't even have to look at the stats to see what a good footballer he is. He just runs past people like they're not even there.
Fast either. He just glides. He literally just glides
Right.
every time.
And he's one of the few players that I think we've seen for a long time who plays football because he enjoys football.
He's also not scared to have a personality.
Yeah.
No.
Like he'll score 2 goals against Real Madrid and then go home and do a little dance TikTok.
Yeah.
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 He'll wear 2 glasses.
Yeah.
That guy on the El Clasico as well was so good.
Oh, so
Yes.
That finish just to take it first time.
Yeah.
Just,
The first time shot was wild. And the way he curls, yeah.
the pace of it as well. The pace of how he hit it.
Because I'll tell you what,
crazy.
if I come onto that, that's going Roy's head. But no, at the charity match, I'm going to be scoring lots of goals.
Yes. Hopefully so.
Well, you're on my team, so I hope so.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Don't need to miss chances, do I?
God, no.
Did anyone see the clips of Travis Scott in the crowd for El Clasico?
Yes,
He
he's
went
going
mad.
mental.
Yeah, I
He
know.
nabbed someone's scarf.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
And then there's Terry Henry behind him.
And
just like,
Terry
what
Crews, you
on
see
earth?
him?
Terry Crews was
Yeah,
there.
him and Terry Henry. They're doing the smile thing that Henry does. Bloody hell! It was so funny.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna.
Yeah,
bother trying
I
to do it.
can't do it. That's why I purposely didn't try it to
Yeah.
not make myself look like a mug on camera.
Yeah,
But
sometimes it's funny for clips.
yeah, but no.
How do we think Barcelona's going to do next season?
I think they'll still do pretty
I think
well.
it's a good question. To be fair,
Yeah.
I think it's a good question. It's because it depends on how well Alonso does. Really.
Yeah, I mean,
Champions League?
They'll shift focus to Champions League, I think.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
yeah, they'll want to win a Champions League because they've won 5. I think it is. Barcelona have won 5 Champions Leagues. So they'll want to try and get closer to Real Madrid's
Same as AC
numbers.
Milan, I believe.
I think AC have won 6.
6.
Yeah.
It's 5 or 6.
I know
think
they're
it's 6,
around
I
the
think it's
same.
6.
I think we've won 6.
Yeah.
Milan's won 6. I think Bayern have Bayern won.
4?
I don't know. Anyway,
Anyway, let us know in the comments.
yes, please let me know. But Yeah, as you said, I think it depends on how well Xabi Alonso does next season at Real Madrid. But at the same time, his football is just so fun to watch. They are so entertaining. Don't get me wrong. Defending goes out the window practically half the time. I don't think I've ever seen a team play such a high line in my life the majority of the time that they're playing. Maybe apart from Ange Postecoglou when he chucked all the players on the halfway line when Chelsea won 4-1.
Yeah.
And they were, down to, was it 10?
That is
men?
one of that score line is so not what that game was.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No.
It was so funny.
Nicholas Jackson, he had a hat-trick. You could have had 2 hat-tricks, couldn't he?
Yeah.
He could have,
So funny.
It's the fact that we almost ended up with a draw, but the score was 4-1.
Yeah.
It's awful. Crazy. But yeah, Hansi Flick, he's such an exciting manager. I don't think he got the respect that he deserved when he was at Bayern for winning 6
not at all.
trophies in one season.
He did the sextuple.
Sextuple, yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely unbelievable job that he had.
He's not the only one to do that.
No, but in Germany,
Yeah, probably.
I think the only one.
I think
assume
so.
Well, it's not. It doesn't happen often. 6
No.
trophies in a season.
No.
6.
And they absolutely dominated their way to the Champions League
Yeah.
as well. Because of course I think it was during COVID, so it was only 1 match for the knockout rounds. I want to say I don't think it was 2 legs because Lewandowski was he was on.
That was
Demon time. Demon time.
Yeah,
Ballon d'Or.
he was on form to break the Ronaldo thing that we're on about with Rafinha.
Yeah.
I think he had 16 in 12. If they had the extra games, I'm sure he would have got to
Yeah.
20 odd. But yeah, Hansi Flick has done an unbelievable job at Barcelona. I remember at the start of the season, a lot of people saying, oh, well, Real Madrid are going to win it. They've got Mbappe. They've just improved upon their team. Not really worked out for Ancelotti with his certain tactics. But yeah, Barcelona, they've just done an unbelievable job. Even Ferran Torres, he got 3 assists in El Clasico. He's not even the starting striker.
Well, he did start that game. but
Yeah, I know, but yeah.
Also, the fact that they can start him. The fact that they
Yeah.
can start him and
Exactly.
still beat Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's been unbelievable.
But I think that's how poor Madrid have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's been really good this season as well, Ferran Torres, even when he's been on the bench a lot of the time. But when he started, he gets goals, he gets assists, he comes off the bench, he's always chipping in with something.
Yeah.
He's been great. I think a lot of teams should look at him if he potentially wants that move, because I'm not sure if he will be the out-and-out striker next season again.
No, I
Still
think
could
they'd
be.
sign. I think they'd sign
They'd
someone
sign
next
someone, yeah.
season.
Well, talking of signings, but more of an outgoing, it looks like De Jong's going to go as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's big hit. That's a big hit.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
I
say
think,
that.
I think it's because he doesn't want to play the role he's playing. And
Yeah.
also, he's not the guy.
It's not lived up to the hype, has it?
No. I mean, a lot of that Ajax side haven't.
No. I can't think of
I mean, it is a freakish season.
Yeah.
what player in their team has actually...
Well, you say that Tadic was never going to get better because he was at the end of his career
No,
anyway.
but Tadic was...
Same as Ziyech.
yeah.
Ziyech wasn't at the end of his
No,
career.
but he didn't really show up at Chelsea.
The biggest
Donny van
disappointment
der
was
Beek.
Donny van der
Van der
Beek.
Beek didn't do
Yeah.
very well.
De
De
Ligt.
Ligt mid at the best of times.
Yeah.
Nowhere near the Ajax season.
De Jong is the only one that's actually had a success since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't really say he's not done well.
No.
He's done great.
He's done amazingly.
Yeah.
He's won trophies with Barcelona. He's the only one from that team to probably say go on to win trophies and also actually succeed. But he's not Pedri.
No, but...
He's not.
yeah.
He's not. I don't think he wants to be there.
I feel like he could still have a great legacy at Barcelona.
Yeah.
I think he still can. I mean, you've got Marc Casado coming through now as well. And I was going to say Barcelona next season could be about them growing their talents, because that semi-final against Inter, they were chucking them all on, but they just looked so
Yeah.
they looked like they were in
Deer in
water drowning. Yeah, deer in headlights.
Yeah.
Like when Hector Fort came on, I thought it was absolutely terrible. I thought it was awful.
Yeah, but then again, you had the left back Martin.
Yeah, he was
brilliant.
decent.
He got 2
Yeah.
assists. He was unreal. But yeah, I see your point. I do think that they are going to develop their players again. But that's just what
They have
Barcelona
loads, though.
do,
Yeah,
don't
but-
they? It's like a constant conveyor belt of talent. It's never ending for them at all.
Should we move on to the Serie A?
Yeah.
Atalanta have confirmed Champions League, so that's a big result for them. I think.
Keeps players.
Yeah, they need to keep their players
Yeah.
because there's a lot of players there. Do you think Lookman's going to stay?
He's gone.
He's gone.
I think so.
It's one of Lookman and Retegui. They both can't go. One of them has to stay, I think.
I think it'll be Lookman.
I think
It's,
Lookman goes.
Yeah.
Why?
Fell out with the manager, didn't he, at
Yeah.
one point? But I think didn't I see Gasperini was? I saw rumours that Gasperini could be leaving. I don't know whether that's actually happening or not.
I
He's a
don't
good
see it in the
manager.
news.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw it somewhere. Anyway, it's probably not reliable.
TikTok.
Yeah,
Twitter.
TikTok shop.
But it's close at the top. 1 point in it between Napoli and Inter.
Good title race.
Very good title race. I do want to touch on another United player going from Manchester United to another club and being 2,000 times better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is the driving force for that Napoli side in the midfield at this season, and it's been brilliant.
I think they've had a whole host of good players Napoli this season.
But I'm saying, like, I want to shit on United.
Yeah.
They absolutely love Scott McTominay, don't they?
Yeah,
Did you
they absolutely love
Did
him.
you see one of Val's TikToks?
Yeah.
And it was just him like praising McTominay for a
love it.
minute straight. It was amazing. It was so funny.
I think
it was brilliant.
He's just he was always good at United at coming on and scoring a clutch goal or driving up the pitch. Just wasn't very regular.
Yeah.
And now he's in a league which is a bit slower.
He's allowed to have the creative outlet.
Yeah.
He was just playing in the wrong position for United.
Yeah.
He was never a holding midfielder. He was never a holding midfielder.
No. Do you remember the podcast we did where we were trying to rebuild United and Henry had
Him at striker.
Well, it's like Marina up front, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Scott McTominay.
Scott
and Marino,
McTominay as a striker, but yeah, that Napoli system suits him to a T.
Yeah.
It is perfect. You've got
Yeah.
Gilmour and Lobotka in there.
Gilmour's had a great
You know,
Lobotka's amazing.
He's done really well. Those two, you know, they'll keep possession, they'll keep it tidy, they'll win it back. It gives McTominay the chance to, you know, make those late runs into the penalty area. And he's got 11 goals, I think it is, in Serie A this season. Even in the game against Genoa where they dropped points, he got both assists for both the goals. So
I will say, I still had no idea why Napoli brought in. What's his name now? I had it on the
Conte.
Philip Billing.
Oh.
Why did they bring?
Oh, they
Philip?
bought Philip Billing. Yeah.
he's just a unit, isn't he?
Squad depth.
He did have that
That's the
one
answer.
great game.
Yeah,
They were
I know,
calling him
as you
a
said, it is squad
Billingham.
depth as well.
Yeah.
For sure. I do think it is squad depth.
I think Napoli have kind of also realised if you can get a average Premier League player into Italy, they're going to play better.
It
You
talks
see
about the
it all
quality of
time.
Serie A as well.
Yeah.
It's not as good as La Liga or Prem, in my opinion.
No.
At all.
Not at all.
Saying that, we have got one in the Champions League final. So
Yeah, but
Yeah.
It's just the way they play.
the way they play.
It's the same reason why Arsenal were in the semi-final, because if you play negative football, you're more likely to do well in the tournaments.
But Inzaghi has done an unbelievable job.
Yeah.
What he's done, was it 2 UCL
Unbelievable
finals
manager.
in 3 seasons? Another manager I don't think gets enough respect.
He's also
Yeah.
kind of because obviously he's a legend of football.
No, it's his brother.
Sorry, his brother is.
Yes.
I'm sorry, his brother's a legend of football. He's now becoming almost a legend of a manager.
Yeah, he got
which
one
is-
manager, one
which is
footballer.
kind of crazy in the family.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely mental. But even like you look at their squad, Inter, and you look at their starting 11, if they do win the UCL, you don't see really someone who you would put up for Ballon d'Or, which arguably even makes it a more impressive achievement, what they've done getting to the
Yeah.
UCL final in the first place.
They're a team.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
That's what I'd
they're-
argue in Napoli as well.
Yeah, like they're a unit. That's a lot of Italian sides are well known historically for being a brilliant unit.
I feel like that's what a 5-back does, though.
Yeah.
I feel like that normally does that because you don't normally have standouts in those systems.
You do it Bayer. You'd say Verts,
Yeah, but
Frimpong.
there's
Yes.
loads. That's what there's loads.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's Grimaldo. At the time when they went unbeaten, it was Xhaka as well.
yeah.
It was up front.
I mean, DeMarco's pretty good.
Yeah.
At left
Yeah.
back. Thuram's had a very good season.
Barella.
Yeah. Oh, Barella.
Barella.
Hakan Çalhanoğlu.
Çalhanoğlu.
Yeah, Barella arguably's been unbelievable in the Champions League.
He's been great.
Just if you watch Inter and just watch him,
Yeah.
you're like, Jesus Christ, the stuff he does is amazing.
We talked about last week about sixes who would get in. I'd say now Çalhanoğlu.
Yeah.
Now thinking about it,
He's gone from a right mid to
a wing.
well, basically a winger to a holding midfielder.
Yes. He's such a versatile player. Like, what he's achieved in his career has been excellent. I still remember seeing all those, free kick compilations in like 2011,
Knuckleballs.
12 when he was
Yeah.
playing for Leverkusen and he was just scoring ridiculous goals from like the halfway line and stuff. But yeah, he's had an unbelievable career. And you just look at that Inter team, and as you said, it is a unit. It's a team that just fights right until the end. Even Fratesi coming off from the bench scoring the winner, you know, he's another player who stepped up in big moments for them. Surprised he didn't get... I saw something online. It was like this guy would have won a ton of money if Fratesi got booked, and he jumped up onto the fence bit and started rattling the fence with where all the fans were. Didn't take his top off to get yellow card. That guy would have won tens of thousands of pounds. And all the referee had to do, I'm going to book you for climbing up on the fence
Which
and
he
rattling
probably
it.
should have done.
Yeah, exactly.
He
I
almost
would have
left
been
in
so
January.
frustrated.
Did
He almost left in January.
Yes, he did
He was
indeed.
rumoured with Spurs.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
dodged a bullet.
Yeah, touched a bullet.
Oh, Europa League
Champions
final.
League final playing for Spurs.
He would have been in the European final either way.
Yeah, well,
I'd say one's a bit better.
But who do we think is going to win the Serie A then?
Napoli.
I think Napoli, because Inter are going to focus Champions League.
Absolutely.
I think also it's because Inter also have Lazio.
Yes, they have Lazio last game of the season.
That's not a given.
No.
And I think Napoli have
Como.
Como. Let me have a look.
Fabregas
they've
linked with the Leverkusen
No, they've got
move.
Parma and Cagliari. And
Fabregas has done great this season.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Fabregas.
Absolutely.
yes, yeah. Como up to 10th. They're having a great season.
Has Dele Alli made another appearance?
Shall we have a look? I can tell you. I don't think he's started since.
No, he hasn't.
Dele Alli, where are
Is he
you?
even in the squad?
There he is.
No, he's been on the bench loads.
Yeah, no, he's been on the bench pretty much every single
Yeah,
game.
just not come on.
He's not come on.
Oh well.
Oh dear.
Whoa,
I think Fabregas needs to stay there though.
Another season?
Yeah,
season.
of
Yeah.
course.
Like because of his name, he's so easily could get snapped up by a higher European side.
Yeah.
For his career, it'd be better for him to stay.
We talk about Premier League players, like average ones playing in Serie A. You got McTominay. I feel like it's very similar to like Dele Alli with like going straight into the box, getting those goals late runs.
Not quite as techie, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a similar.
They're very
style.
similar. Yeah.
I hope he could get back to his best. I would like to see
He
it,
won't.
but I think it's too far.
too far.
Yeah, I struggle to see Dele
It's
Alli
too good.
really just getting that run of games
It's
together.
that mental. It's the mental side.
Yeah.
And it's so difficult for
Completely
him.
gone mentally.
It was even like it was a fresh start at Como, wasn't it? And then he got a red card coming off from the bench. It was just like
it's just
He don't help himself.
no, and I don't think Fabregas rated him getting sent off either.
no.
I think everyone wants to see him go back to what he was because he was such a good talent.
Yeah.
Like,
It was brilliant.
So good.
So good. What was it? That goal he scored against Crystal Palace. Oh, it was unreal. There was a goal he scored at Old Trafford as well. It was brilliant. And I was just thinking of certain goals that he scored, certain moments he stepped up for Tottenham. He looked like a real promising talent. And unfortunately, it's just sort of petered out.
Yeah. To say at the time as well that he'd have around the same potential as Bellingham wasn't outlandish to say at
no,
all.
definitely not.
At all. So and the goal for difference between both of their qualities, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's mad.
Is there anything else you guys want to touch on before we wrap up? Or was that? I think we covered pretty much everything.
If you want to
We
talk
have
about
done.
Oh, you wanna
Hamburg
talk
getting
about Hamburg?
promoted,
Yeah.
Yes.
they got relegated 17-18. They were in the top 4 every single year, and then this year they have won the league. Got not yet,
Not yet.
but they are top of the league.
Yeah.
About to win it, and it's the first time back. It's actually mad because they're one of the biggest
top sides.
clubs.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sides in that second German division who, historically,
Yeah.
were some of the top sides in Germany.
A lot of the like 60s, 70s, 80s Bundesliga teams, they're like terrible now. Awful.
Did 2, did 3.
Didn't you say before recording they got like a 50k seater stadium or something like that?
Yeah, but it's
Stamford Bridge.
but the German Bundesliga, the average stadium in the top 3 leagues is like 35k. It's like ridiculous. When I went Cologne, and we thought we saw the Cologne stadium. It wasn't the Cologne stadium. It was like a team way lower.
Yeah.
And it was like 30 something k seater.
Fuck.
Couldn't believe it.
Chelsea only have 42. There's probably a lot more space in Germany as well, to be fair.
Yeah, bigger, way bigger.
Yeah, no, it's amazing to see it as well. Like, so many different teams can come up and compete. But I think that is because of their, what is it, the 51, is it the 49-51 rule that they have?
Yeah.
Yes, so
With the fans?
51 fans, 49 club, right?
Yes.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's that way.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a key part into why you see a lot of these big teams do well for a certain time period, then they go down, and then you see other teams come up and they're able to have a better opportunity.
Yeah.
Like in England, are you really ever going to see in the next, let's say, next 20 years, I don't know, Liverpool get relegated? No, it won't happen.
United could.
United definitely could.
Well,
Spurs
maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
next
no.
season.
This is not a Premier League show, but
No,
I don't see any world where the 3 that go up stay up.
probably not.
I do.
No.
I feel like Burnley with their defence, they can do it.
feel like
Especially if
You've got to look
they
at the
have to
teams.
invest.
But the 3 closest teams to relegation this season
I
are
know.
West Ham, Spurs, United. I doubt that they're going to lose to those teams.
But I would also say the teams that are in the top 10 this season, half of them won't even be in the top 10 next season.
I disagree. But
I don't think
that's
Fulham
for
will be
another
top half.
podcast.
Don't think
Yes,
Brentford
that
will be top
is,
half.
yeah. 100%.
But that is everything from us for the Pub Show this week. We have a different one. I like the style, I
Yeah.
like the style.
No, it's good.
If you guys did enjoy, please do let us know in the comments. Like if you did enjoy it. Check out our charity match in our Instagram, 13th of July. Get your tickets now. Also, the shirts are on sale. Money is for charity. And sorry, Matt was being weird behind the camera. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.